The crystal. In the shadow of the Carpathian Mountains, a rugged and nomadic Neolithic man named Calum roamed the land in search of sustenance. He hunted wild game with rudimentary weapons, foraged for roots and berries, and fished in the streams and rivers that dotted the landscape. One day, as he was tracking a deer, he stumbled upon a dried lake bed. As he walked across the barren expanse, something caught his eye. There was something that shimmered like a mirage in the midday sun. His curiosity piqued. As he drew closer to the basin, he noticed something strange, a peculiar substance that glistened like diamonds in the arid heat. The substance was piled in great mounds, sparkling like a precious jewel. He had never seen anything like it before. With a trembling hand, Calum picked it up and examined it closely. He touched it tentatively, feeling the gritty texture against his fingers. It was like nothing he had ever seen before. He brought it to his nose and inhaled deeply, taking in its pungent aroma. The crystal was hard, but it crumbled under his touch, leaving a salty residue on his fingertips. Curiosity getting the best of him, Calum decided to taste the salt. He placed a small piece on his tongue, and at first, it was overwhelming. The taste was strong and sharp, almost burning his tongue. But as the flavor settled on his palate, he was overcome with a new sensation. It was a feeling of satisfaction and completeness, a taste that awakened his senses and filled him with a sense of energy and imagination. He gathered as much of the crystal as he could find, carefully storing it in animal skins to bring back to his cave. Over the next few days, Calum experimented with the substance, using it to enhance the flavors of the food he hunted and gathered. He found that it complemented the sweetness of fruits, the richness of meats, and the bitterness of vegetables. He discovered that the crystal enhanced the flavor of everything it touched, making even the most basic foods taste extraordinary. As he shared his discovery with his fellow hunters and gatherers, they were initially skeptical. But after tasting the crystal for themselves, they too were captivated by its flavor and versatility. They began to use it in their cooking, adding it to stews, soups, and roasted meats. The crystal became a staple of their diet. Word of the crystal's unique flavor spread quickly, and soon people from far and wide were flocking to Calum's cave to taste it for themselves. They marveled at the complexity of its flavor and the transformative effect it had on their food. Calum began to trade with neighboring communities, offering salt in exchange for other goods such as animal skins, pottery, tools, weapons, jewelry, and even livestock, all valuable forms of currency. But his fellow Neolithic man prized Calum's salt above all other commodities. As the news spread, so too did the reputation of Calum as the man who had discovered salt. Calum became a hero, revered for his discovery of this precious mineral. As the years went by, the crystal became more and more valuable, and Calum became a wealthy man. Calum had stumbled upon something that was more than just a culinary breakthrough. It was a moment of profound revelation that forever changed the course of human history. For centuries, salt would become a coveted commodity, a trade item, and a source of wealth. Entire empires would rise and fall over salt mines and trade routes. And although he had long since passed away, his discovery lived on, forever changing the way that humans ate and lived, having become an integral part of our lives. We sprinkle it on our fries, season our meats with it, and even use it as a preservative to keep our foods fresh.